I am excited to welcome you to Writing Tips. Today, we are looking at the proper use of full stop. Have you ever wondered the difference between full stop and period? Both refer to the punctuation mark designated by a dot. While British English call it full stop, American English refer to it as period. Let's consider places we can use full stop. At the end of a sentence. Place a full stop at the end of every complete sentence. But don't place a full stop at the end of a question or exclamation. Why? The reason is because a question or an exclamation has its own punctuation mark, which we will discuss in subsequent videos. Let's look at some examples. I am very happy, full stop. My name is Queen, full stop. I drank a bottle of palm wine, full stop. Sometimes a full stop can be used for emphasis and dramatic effect. In such case, a full stop can be used even when the statement is not a complete sentence. For example, I keep thinking about that incident every second of my life. You'll notice the full stop after the word incident. It is not marking the end of that sentence because the sentence is not complete yet. It's just trying to emphasize or to give a dramatic effect to the word incident. After an abbreviation. Language is dynamic. Many abbreviations that previously go with a full stop are now written without full stop. The various forms of English language are not always in agreement as to which abbreviation should be punctuated and which should not. However, here are some abbreviations that are still often punctuated. They are mostly abbreviations from Latin. AM meaning before midday, PM meaning after midday, used in saying time. While British English favor the use of small letters and full stop, 1 p.m., you'll notice that the P and the M are small letters and both have full stops. American English favors capital letters with no punctuation. For example, 1 p.m., you'll notice the P and the M are written in capital letters, but they have no full stop. Full stop is also used to separate the hour from the minute when writing time. 12:35 a.m., you'll notice the dot between the 12, the hour, and 35, the minutes. Other abbreviations are ETC, meaning and the rest, IE, meaning in other words, EG, meaning for example. What if an abbreviation is the last word in a sentence? Do we need to place one full stop for the abbreviation and another one for the end of the sentence, thereby making it two full stops written together? The answer is no. One full stop is enough for the abbreviation and the end of the sentence. If you look at this example, you will notice that the first sentence has only one full stop after the ETC, while the second sentence has two full stops after the ETC. Now, in the second sentence, the writer is thinking that the first full stop is for the ETC, which is an abbreviation, and the second full stop is for the end of the sentence. But we are saying that it is wrong. The first one is correct. The single full stop is enough for the abbreviation ETC. It's also serving as the end mark of the sentence. Titles like Mr., Mrs., Miss, Doctor can be written without full stop in British English. The American English require that full stop should be used in such abbreviations. If you look at this example, you'll notice that there is no dot on the first Mr., but there is dot on the second. So British English favors the first sentence, while American English favors the second. Look at another example. Neymar Jr., a Brazilian footballer, was born on February 5, 1992. The JR representing Junior, you'll notice the dot after the JR. You'll also notice another dot after FEB, which stands for February. For the fact that it is shortened, that is why the full stop is attached to the month February. And then the end of the sentence after the 1992, you also see a full stop. Acronyms. The dynamism of English language has seen a lot of acronyms not punctuated anymore. Acronyms like British Broadcasting Corporation (BBC), Cable News Network (CNN), Voice of America (VOA), United Nations International Children Emergency Fund (UNICEF), and United Kingdom (UK) are written with no full stop separating the letters. Internet. Full stop is used in internet and email addresses. For example, www.youtube.com, joemoveon@yahoo.com. Now, let's solve two problems. The first is on capital letters, which we discussed in our first video. If you have not watched the video, I dropped the link on the comment section of this video. If you watch it, it will help you to solve our first problem. The writer of this paragraph failed to capitalize the right letters. Identify the letters that ought to have been capitalized. Your time starts now. Your time is up. How many errors did you identify? Let's do the exercise together. The first thing we need to do is to read the passage. President Barack Obama is a powerful public speaker. I watched him on TV speaking to graduating students of the Harvard University. I wish I could speak like him. My dream is to meet President Obama when I travel to the United States of America for my summer holiday. From this passage, you'll notice that the P in the president ought to be in capital letter. The reason is because the P is the first letter of the sentence. The second reason is that the title president is written alongside the proper name of the president. So it ought to be in capital letter for two reasons. The next letter that ought to be in capital is the president's name. The B that starts his name, Barack, ought to have been in capital letter, same as the O that starts his surname. Now let's look at the second sentence. I watched him on TV speaking to graduating students of the Harvard University. The first letter of this sentence, I, ought to be in capital letter because it is the first letter of a sentence. The second reason is because the pronoun I, wherever they appear in a sentence, should be capital. Now, the name of the university is the name of an institution. The first letters ought to be in capital letters. So, the H and the U ought to be in capital letters. Let's look at the third sentence. I wish I could speak like him. In this sentence, you will notice two pronouns I, and both of them ought to have been written in capital letters. Let's go over to the fourth sentence. My dream is to meet President Obama when I travel to the United States of America for my summer holiday. This sentence starts with my, so the M ought to have been in capital letter. The president, again, the P, ought to be in capital letter because it is written alongside the president's surname, Obama. And the O in the Obama too ought to be in capital letter. The I, the pronoun I, is also supposed to have been written in capital letter. The name of a country must be written in capital letter. And if the country's name has more than one word, the first letters of each word ought to have been written in capital letter. So, the United States of America, the U, the S, and the A ought to be in capital letters. The O in the of should not be capitalized because it is not a major word in the name. The major words are United States and America. But take a look at the summer. Summer is a season. Just like we have autumn, spring, winter, harmattan. And we learned in our first video that seasons should not be capitalized. So we don't need to capitalize the S because summer is a season. How many errors did you spot? Did you get up to 15 errors? Even if you don't, you deserve an applause. Our second exercise is on the use of full stop. The writer of this passage did not use the full stop at all. Identify where he should have used a full stop. Your time starts now. Your time is up. How many errors did you identify? Let's do the exercise together. Let's read the paragraph first. I have an interview with Mr. Jackson by 12:45 p.m. this afternoon. He sent me the invitation through my email joemoveon@yahoo.com. I must be punctual to create a good impression. If I eventually get this job, I will create a new website. What will be the name of the site? Maybe www.writersarewarriors.com. In this passage, it is very difficult to say how many sentences we have because placing the full stops will have helped us to know. But never mind, let's start. I have an interview with Mr. Jackson by 12:45 p.m. this afternoon. It seemed to be a complete sentence because the next word starts with a capital letter to indicate the beginning of a new sentence. If the writer is using the American style, then there should be a full stop after the R in the Mr. There should also be another full stop between the hour and the minute in the time. For the fact that the PM is written in small letters means that the writer is using the British format. And in doing that, there should be full stop after the P and after the M. There should also be another full stop after the afternoon to mark the end of a sentence. Let's look at the next sentence. He sent me the invitation through my email. Joe move on at yahoo.com. In this sentence, there should be a dot before the com. So the email should have read Joe move on at yahoo.com. Then after the com, there should be another full stop to indicate the end of the sentence. The next sentence. I must be punctual to create a good impression. There should also be another full stop after the impression to indicate the end of the sentence. If I eventually get this job, I will create a new website. There should also be a full stop at the end of website. What will be the name of the site? There should be no full stop here because the sentence is not a declarative sentence. Rather, it is an interrogative sentence, and the writer rightly used a question mark. Now, the last may be www. There should be a dot after the third W. Writers are warriors. There should be another dot before com, and at the end of com, there should be the final full stop. How many errors did you spot? Did you spot up to 12 errors? Well, even if you don't, you deserve an applause. This is where the curtain falls on today's edition of Writing Tips. Our next video will focus on the use of comma. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.